Hello Libra, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth. This is your mid-July tarot forecast, and your theme for mid-July is the Two of Pentacles. Balance, prioritization, maybe sorting out some daily affairs, and also there might be a little bit of a split in the way that you can live your life in a particular aspect, potentially income where you live, things like that. So let's see what else is in store for you. And before I spread these cards out, if you could please hit that subscribe button, it helps me out so much and I really appreciate it. Okay, what does Libra need to know for mid-July? I'm really invested because I'm a Libra too. That's why I'm like, how's it gonna look for me? All right, so this is interesting. I feel like obviously there is difficulty in the past, and I think confusion about love and emotions, and there might have also been potentially some struggling with mental illness or any addictive behavior, drinking perhaps, or other types of substances, and just being out of touch of reality. And to be honest, with so many people around the world with the whole lockdown in the past, it took a lot of people to weird places. So it might have been a little bit from that, or maybe just when it comes to love, even without that, maybe just being a little bit delusional, having all of these ideas about love and emotion and connection and things like that and what it's supposed to be like. But also the delusion could have been around, for example, oh, I don't drink that much. Just things like that, but actually you do. But you know, it's a general reading, so this is going to apply differently to everyone. I feel like right now, just in a really, really good place. We are coming up as the Nine of Pentacles. So, you know, when it comes to, you know, work, finances, physical health, land, property, things like that, I feel like with business and things of that category, doing quite well. In fact, it's not going to be that much longer until you're more secure with a family. I feel like you have that energy for it. I feel like the thing is, there's something that's blocking getting, you know, the family and the security that you want. So, you know, some of you might want to have a family or start a family, but for those of you who are in a family, perhaps you want more security. For example, you know, maybe you have a family, but you are renting. So more security would look like owning property or paying off that mortgage. That's what I mean. I think that even though you're actually very, very close to getting the family and or the security that you want, there's just been a bit of a block with not looking at things clearly. It's so weird because maybe it's the fact that you're actually just around the corner from having it, but you don't see it because you're not looking, because you're not paying attention, but you're way closer than you think. I will pull some clarifying cards in a moment, but it looks like there's going to be, I feel like in the future, the outcome is that you are more open to love. And you might be asking someone out, or if you are already with someone, it could be suggesting the next level. For example, you know, I love you so much. Should we think about getting married? Or, you know, I know we've been married and I love you so much. Should we get a house? So it's kind of like taking it to the next step and being a little bit more open and vulnerable in love. I feel like no matter what, you will always have enough. So even though I feel like there's a certain level of security that you want and family that you want, even like you never have to worry about never having enough. You will always have enough to at least be comfortable when it comes to that. And I think the only thing that would stop you potentially from, or slow you down from getting everything that you want, is just how much you give to other people and how much you care about other people. You know, a lot of people will pick the job of a counselor, which pays way less than a pharmacist, for example, but they're doing it because they love it. So you just care about people so much and really want to help them. But think about it this way. When you are in a place where you're more financially stable and secure, you will have more to give. So the more that, you know, when your cup is full, it overflows, right? So fill your own cup first. You don't need to think, oh, the more that I have, the more money I have, the more security, land, etc. that I have, the less that other people are going to have. Actually, the more that you have, the more that other people can have. Seriously. So priorities. And you know what? That is part of the theme for mid-July, is you really need to prioritize, money, security, finances. That's what it's really looking like. And where you want to go with work, where you live, things like that. I do feel like you will kind of wake up to this disconnect, this dissonance with, business is good, but you want, like, family needs to kind of go to the next level. I feel like you will be a bit more realistic with your goals in that. And also, I do see an offer of love in the future. Someone could be asking you out, actually. For some of you, you might be asking someone out, or someone is going to approach you, and you might not necessarily expect it. And also, this person might open up your creativity, creative flows, and sexual flows. For example, you might feel a real intense spiritual connection with someone, and often with intense spiritual connections, like, spirituality is creativity and sexuality is also creativity. It's the same source. So just know that if someone awakens within you some of that sexual energy, then there may be more of a spiritual connection potentially. Okay. Yeah, let's get some clarifying cards. All right, what does Libra need to know for mid-July? Interesting. So you've actually become a lot more practical. Okay, so many things. You become a lot more practical because of not looking at things clearly, not being realistic in the past has actually helped birth within you someone actually being practical. So you're not someone who's just being completely full of ideas. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, but they don't actually take the practical first action steps. You are now capable of that. And if you're also concerned about fertility, I feel like fertility is good. And you have that. And or if you're with a woman and you're potentially wanting to have a family, I feel like the fertility looks good. And I think that whatever it is with your craft, it allows you to really emotionally express yourself and just go with the flow. You really love it. However it is that you make money, or whatever side projects, whatever it is that you have, yes, you're very successful and you should be very proud of yourself, okay? Because other people are noticing it, even if they don't always say. But, just be open to that intuitive energy and go with the flow, go with what feels right. And I think you're doing that anyways, to be honest. I think that you need to also, I feel like what you need to be a little bit more realistic with when it comes to family is, and security, is that you feel like you're halfway there to where you want to be, and because you've made it halfway, you feel like you've failed, but you actually haven't failed. You're halfway there. And I do see that you obviously have struggled with a lot of mental stress around this topic. Yeah, it's definitely stressed you out, but I think you've done a good job kind of standing your ground. It's not like you've become a complete mess, which is good. And I think that you might be a little bit more open-minded, and hopefully have a bit more curiosity and look at things from different perspectives, have a more flexible, open mind. But yeah, I feel like someone is going to just swoop in with an offer of love at some point in the future. And it will be totally unexpected. You will not see it coming. It will be someone that you've either never met before, or if you know them, you will literally not expect them to ask you out. And I'm not saying that it's going to be the person that you're going to be with if this is someone new, or if you're with someone, you won't expect them to make this offer of leveling up in the relationship, getting closer to security. I feel like, there's stress right now, there's struggle right now, there's been a bit of difficulty, maybe some, like I said, mental illness, struggle like that in the past, but the future is looking good. And yeah, you definitely won't expect this good fortune coming your way. But I think that when it comes to, family, work-life balance, things like that, you've really changed how you do things. You really are in the midst of changing the way that you are going to structure your life. You've had to sort out your values a little bit, really figure out what's important. All right, let's get some advice cards, and definitely stick around for right after when we do destiny cards. You pick your own destiny cards, right? What advice does Libra need to know for mid-July? All right, so we have got the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is saying that, you know, whatever intellectually stimulates you, or if there's something, you know, just something that you want to focus on and learn more about, just go for it. I think that for a lot of people right now, this is an aside, for a lot of people right now, it's been difficult for a while for them to really have that focus. But whatever it is that you are able to focus on, if there's a new interest that you obviously find very fascinating, then just dive deep into it and just learn, and get those blinders on and just focus on the things that really pique your interest and keep you mentally stimulated. Second advice card, we've got the Hierophant. So, you know, you are learning to create order within chaos. So that's amazing. And I feel like you're able to look at things potentially from a higher perspective, and you might be a little bit more driven to accomplish your goals, and knowing that all it takes is time. You know, you will eventually get there if you just keep going in the direction of where you want to go, just one foot after the other, no matter what, like you'll make it. Third advice card is the Lover. So you may want to find balance within the masculine and the feminine aspect of yourself for you to be able to be open to a equal relationship, where the power is equal and you're both complementary to one another and meet one another's needs. So you need to have that balance within yourself, to have that balance in romantic and all relationships. Final advice card is the Hanged Woman. So sometimes when we're stuck in a situation, we gain new wisdom, and it forces us to look at things from a new perspective. And yeah, we learn a lot. Sometimes from being stuck or having to make some sort of sacrifice, that in itself is such a huge lesson. You know, in today's culture, it seems to be that what is valued is what people do, okay? However, it's really not valued not doing things and really just reflecting and learning and absorbing information, you know? So this is a time of reflection, even if you've been forced into this time of not really being able to do much. But, you know, do just that. Look at things from a different perspective. Be flexible. Have an open mind. Yeah. All right. 1, 2, or 3. Pick the number that first stuck out to you. We are about to do destiny cards. But please do comment below how this reading has resonated with you. I do love reading your comments so much. And I'm always very curious to read, you know, how this is true for you and how my readings are helpful. All right. 1, 2, or 3. Never second guess yourself. If you picked 1. All right. If you picked 1, you are still healing from some pain, like a whole bunch of stress, but the stress is over. Like, this is the 10 of Swords, and it's painful. It's like that final nail in the coffin for you to be done with something potentially, or just being like, no, not doing things the way that they were before. It's not happening. You're in the midst of healing right now. You're really taking care of yourself. Please continue to do that. Do whatever you need to do. Take the rest that you need to take. Literally put yourself first, your health, your healing, all of that, but you're coming out stronger and a lot more calm. And, you know, in the midst of the storm now, you will be able to be calm and collected and be able to make clear and rational decisions in the future. So yay for the 10 of Swords. I mean, it really, it's like a baptism of fire, to be honest, and you come out so much stronger. Your advice is to connect with, when I say the word family, what do you think of? And I mean family that makes you feel like you have a backbone, your foundation, they make you feel grounded. So go have a visit with maybe some family who make you feel that way, or friends that feel like family, or even a phone call. You know, connect with your family. People who have solid, grounded advice make you feel like you're at home. So that is your advice. If you pick 2, all higher arcana. We've got the Justice card, which represents you, Libra, the Emperor, and the High Priestess. So I feel like you have become a lot more balanced. You've come more into your Libra energy of being able to see many different sides. to be fair and objective and be emotionally detached enough to look at things clearly. So well done. Also, this is definitely a good sign if you're waiting for some sort of a decision from some sort of authority, okay? Because we've got the emperor underneath, and sometimes the emperor can represent, you know, a boss, the government, things like that, law and order. So I feel like if you're going through any, you know, legalities, I mean, this is very positive. I think things will definitely turn out fairly. So whatever the fair decision is, like, that's what will happen. And I think because the person who's maybe taking care of this or overseeing this has a lot of experience and has a respect for law and order, and they're not going to mess around. We also have as your advice card, the High Priestess. So there are messages coming into you all the time right now from Spirit, and just to be open to receiving them. You might want to keep a dream journal. There are so many ways, even if you're one of those people that say, oh, I never remember my dreams, or I don't dream. That's not true, you just don't remember them. Look up online. There are so many tips to actually help you remember your dreams, and maybe lucid dream if you can. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Comment if you've ever had a lucid dream. I know I've had quite a number. But also pay attention to synchronicities and things like that. And you might want to meditate a little bit more, just to be open to receiving the messages that could help you with whatever decision, or if there's a court case or any legalities coming up. But honestly, it's looking good. If you picked 3, ooh, I picked 3 as well. Ah. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Cups and the Star and the Emperor. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew. So the Ace of Cups, this is new love. I feel like you're going to have a crush on someone, because, I mean, we've got the outcome is the Knight of Cups. I feel like someone's going to be asking you out, or you might be asking someone out, okay? Whoever's the male, I feel like it's the male energy that's going to be doing the asking out. And yeah, I think there's going to be maybe a bit of a crush, maybe a little, this could also be self-love, but honestly, I think it's a crush. But I think that maybe been able to attract people that make you feel really good in that way is a reflection of how you feel about yourself inside, because our inner world, you know, the outer world reflects our inner world. So if we really love ourselves a lot, then we're going to be connected with people who love ourselves. That's just a generality. I'm not going to go into that right now though. But I feel like there's a part of you that's been reborn. And have you had a glow up or something recently? Are you making yourself a bit more vulnerable? Have you kind of had a bit of a rebirth? You also might want to check out your astrology for this month as well. And your advice is to just make sure that you have healthy boundaries, and to know what's right for you, what you're comfortable with, and to be very clear, you know, with yes, no, and so have healthy boundaries, okay? Because I feel like right now you're very open, and it's good to be open. Sometimes vulnerability, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, can be such a great strength. However, we also do need to balance that with healthy boundaries, so please do that. If you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website in the description below. You can also follow me on social media. I do monthly and mid-monthly readings, so definitely make sure that you're subscribed. And if you're still here, secret bonus card for Libra. Ooh, King of Pentacles. So accept any generosity that comes your way. And you know, if you are also working on a business, you are going to be doing that very well with it. You are very business minded, and it's also okay to treat yourself when it comes to physical things, food, things like that. Have a great month. Bye.